and divide by -3. Z will equal -1. My final answer is the order triple, 2, 3, -1. Now I would like for you to try number 2. Do each of those steps, those 5 steps, to find your order triple that is the solution here. For question 2, something very strange happened. I brought down the first 2 equations. I decided to eliminate x since they're opposites already. The multiple they have in common is 2. I multiplied the top by 2 to turn 1x into 2x. I multiplied the bottom by 1 to keep 2x, 2x. The next thing I ask myself is, my next question for myself is, are the 2 of these opposites? Yes, they're opposite. Therefore, I do not need to put a negative sign on either one of these. I multiplied the top by 2 and got this equation. Multiplied the bottom by 1 and got this equation. And then here's where something strange happened. 2x plus -2x. That's 0. -2y plus 2y. That's also 0. 6z plus -6z. That's also 0. So on the left-hand side of this equal sign, I have 0. On the right-hand side, 38 plus 9 is 47. Since I do not have a variable, I have one of 2 choices for answers. I'm either going to have no solution, which means the lines do not intersect, or infinitely many solutions, which means all 3 lines are on top of one another. How do I know the correct answer? You look at this statement, 0 equals 47. Is it a true statement or is it a false statement? If it's true, your answer would be infinitely many solutions. If it's false, your answer would be no solution. Our answer is false. Therefore, the answer to this system of 3 equations is no solution. I'd like for you to try number 3 now. I did step 1 with question 3. I went ahead and put the spot for my answer. And then I chose to eliminate z. I chose z because these are opposites already. I could have chosen y. Those are opposites as well. But I just chose z. So I eliminated z. The multiple that 2 and 1 have in common is 2. To turn 1 into a 2, I multiply by 2. To keep 2, 2, I multiplied by 1. These are already opposites, therefore I do not need to make one of these negative. The next thing I did was distribute. 2 multiplied into all of these gave me this answer. 1 multiplied to all of these gave me this answer. Then I added them together. 2x plus 2x, 2y plus -3y is -1y. The z is eliminated. -18 plus 13 is -5. That's the equation I got to step 1. Now I will eliminate the z from the bottom 2 equations. For step 2, I rewrote the bottom 2 equations from the original problem. I knew I needed to eliminate z because I eliminated z in step 1. I looked at the coefficients of 2 and 6. What multiple do they have in common? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 6, 12, 18, 24. The multiple they have in common is 6. What will I multiply 2 by to turn it into a 6? That would be 3. What would I multiply 6 by to keep it 6? That would be 1. Next, are these opposites? Yes. That means I do not need to make one of these numbers negative. I distributed these numbers. I came up with these equations. I added these two equations together and got this answer. Now I'll go on to step 3. That is to take the answer to step 1 and the answer to step 2 and do elimination. I believe I will eliminate y. You may eliminate x. It is your choice. For step 3, I took the two answers to step 1 and step 2, and I did elimination. The multiple that 1 and 14 have in common is 14. I multiplied the top by 14 to turn 1 into 14, and I multiplied the bottom by 1 to keep that 14. Are these opposites? No, they are not. Therefore, one of these numbers had to be a negative. I chose -1. I multiplied 14 to the first equation, and I got this answer. I distributed -1 to the second equation. I got this answer. I added them together. 56 plus -9 is 47x. -14 plus 14y, eliminated. -70 plus -24 is -94. I divided both sides by 47. I got x equals -2. I took that answer of -2 and put it in the correct spot of the answer. The next thing I will do is I will take the answer of x equals -2 and substitute it into the answer either from step 1 or step 2. I believe I'm going to choose the top one as those numbers are smaller. I chose the first equation and I substituted -2 in for x. I multiplied, added 8 to both sides, -y equals 3, divided both sides by -1. I got y equals 3. That answer needs to go, I got y equals -3. That answer needs to go over in the spot for y. For the final step, I'll choose one of the original equations, I think I'll choose the top one, and substitute x and y to find z. Again, I chose the top equation. I substituted -2 in for x, -3 in for y. I combined like terms and got -5. I added 5 to both sides, brought down -z equals -4, divided both sides by -1, z is +4. I placed that +4 over in the correct spot. My solution to this system of 3 equations is -2, -3, 4.